Hey, Robert here from Meshmasters. A quick video on our QA validator for Unity and how to use it. So first of all, this is the Unity version. We also have one for Unreal, but this is about the Unity version. As the title already implies, or the name, it's a tool we have built internally to help us check our work and the files we put into Unity projects. For example, are the files named correctly according to our naming conventions? Are the texture resolutions correct to project specs? Are the FBX files correct in, let's say, their hierarchy? And there is a couple of these elements that this QA checker will check for us automatically with a single button. But step one, how to install. So with many Unity projects, to install a plugin, you need to create a editor window, folder. And in that folder, you simply add the Meshmasters QA validator with the files inside, and Unity will automatically load it up. From there is a Meshmasters menu item at the top. Open it, QA validator. Click it, and you will get this window. This is already the QA validator with, in the top left, QA modules, where currently we only have the naming check enabled. The others, like the folder structure check, the textures and the prefabs and a couple of others, are currently not implemented yet, simply because we've built this tool internally in the moment when running projects, so they tend to be a bit messy, these modules, and we only really feel comfortable releasing the naming check since it's the one that's the most cleaned up. So make sure it's enabled. And then below that we have target folder. If you don't add anything in here, it will simply check the assets folder and everything in there. But in most cases you don't want that because, for example, you don't necessarily need to check the editor folder, or you also don't need to check the settings folder. So here we have a example project with a couple of assets in there. We drag it in and it tells us it's going to check it, and then we simply hit run. It will give us a couple of results. In this case, those in white is telling us that for HDR files there are no naming rules defined. It's the same for the scene files. There are no naming rules defined, which is correct because within the tool we don't have any rules applied to them. However, for FBX files and prefabs in this case, it's giving us a mismatch, which is correct because it's expecting a prefix, assets name, 2 digits suffix, and that's currently not how these files are named, and hence the error. Now let's go to a couple of these assets in the project view. Let's start with this texture example. Let's say if we change the digits, the 2 digits at the end, and we add another one. If we then hit run, it will give us a warning that something is wrong. Or let's say we change the this letter, the T for texture, and we make it an M for material, which is obviously incorrect. Hit run, and it will give us an error. In this case, it knows what's going wrong. Incorrect prefix, M, for texture asset. It's actually expecting a T. It's the same for materials. If we change that, say, to a static mesh prefix, hit run, it will say it's expecting an M, but there's something else. And it's really as simple as that. It will also, for example, if I take this static mesh and I change the first letter of the name itself and make it a lowercase, it will also tell us that, where is it? This one, something is wrong or a mismatch. So a perfect tool for if you're an artist to check your work before you send it off to the next person in the pipeline or your client. But it's also a really good tool if you're a art lead or a manager or art director to help train your artists to think ahead and catch small little errors like this early. So for us, it's been quite a game changer to reduce the time we lose on back and forth and feedback rounds. So I can really recommend using this tool to improve your structure and your team. And it's really as simple as that. We do plan in the future to have the other modules also available, but that's a step-by-step process for us to get those ready. If there are any questions on this, or if you have any feedback or anything breaks, then please do reach out to us. You can do that either to feedback@meshmasters.com, or you can simply click on the logo to open up the website. That's really it. Thank you so much. Robert out. Catch you next time.